Hey guys, and welcome to my channel and a new video. And first of all, I want to say happy new month to you guys. Welcome to the month of August. And it happens that this is my month, but I'm not going to talk much about it. And also, I really want to share a big shout out to all of you guys. I mean, my last video, episode 4 or 5, I'm not sure. But the last episode, I'll pop it up somewhere here. It has the biggest views so far on this channel. Big shout out to you guys. And if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. Please subscribe if you're getting value. And also like and share to your other traders. Um, Without further ado, let's go into this week. Now, last week's trading. Last week, if you remember from the previous video, I made mention of the fact that I was only going to be risking $20. Now, the balance from last week, I'm going to also post it here. I was at 147, and I made mention that I was going to only be risking $20 on the next trade I would take. And if I was to win that trade, then I'll probably keep trading if there's any setup. But if I lose that trade, I wouldn't keep trading until my payout date, which is the following week. After I post this video, the next Wednesday, which is 7th of August. So that happened, and I took a trade actually on Monday. I'll do a screen recording of that trade later and post in the video. And that happened to be a loss. It could have been a break even, but it happened to be a loss, and that's totally fine. So because of that, throughout the rest of the week, I basically went very, very off trading. All of my processes, not that I really went off, but I wasn't really in the mood to trade. I wasn't really in the spirit to trade, and so there are also some trades which I missed, which is totally fine as well. So yeah, let's jump right into the chart, and I'll show you guys one or two things. Hopefully, you guys also learn a thing or two about the way I view the market, the way I analyze the market. Without further ado, let's go to the chart. Alright guys, so here on my screen, on my trading view, as you can see, these were the pairs I had on watch. So aside from the DXY, there was GBPAD, which I took on Monday, and then there was a trade setup on US oil as well as Eurocard. The rest of these pairs were the pairs I had on watch for last week. No trades shipped up on them, while the ones above here were the ones that shipped up. So let's start with GBPAUD. So before I go on, as always, all of these trades are shared on my free Telegram. We are just 27. Let's see if you can get it up to like 50 before the end of August, as it's my month. Anyways, so July 29 was a Monday, and this was the trade when I shared it. I have it on watch, 4:51 p.m. I was looking to enter after this 1 hour candle, and I did enter, as you can see. Yep, I did enter. This is not some joke. However, over the next 2 hours or so, he actually formed a defined entry. There's also another way I take my entries, and yeah, so this was the end result eventually, sha. So, but let me just show you guys on the chart here. So, what was I looking out for? Basic thing I always look out for on the charts is an impulse, a continuation, and I'm looking to play the next impulse. My students will know that this is what I'm always telling them: look for the correction and then look to play the next impulse. Anyways, in this case, we had an expanding into this box area. That was an area of volume being created, and we had this nice expand into that area. So on the 1 hour time frame, the first entry was actually here. So after this 1 hour candle closed, however, the stop loss on this was going to be 27 pips. Now when on the 15 minutes time frame, it was beginning to form a smaller consolidation. Yeah, correction, consolidation, it doesn't really matter, but yeah, I started seeing this, and so I took it as a sell stop order, and then I got tagged in, and it pretty much played well. Now here is why I took a loss eventually. And I know some people in the comments might be like, oh, I shouldn't have taken a loss, but here's what happened. So as around, this was a trade which I held overnight. So let me see, when was swap was 2200. So at around this time, it was not yet at least 1:1. I was waiting for price to actually break this low here. So let me mark out the low, this low. and it did break it in the middle of the night. But after swap hours, I moved my stop loss back to the initial entry. So like before swaps, what I do is that I remove my stop loss, and then after swaps, before I sleep, I then put back my stop loss at the initial place. If price has not moved to the point where I want to move to break even. So what happened was that um price played around. It dropped as much as 1 is to 1.8. In fact, 1 is to 1.5, I would have actually broken even, like taking the entry to the stop loss to my entry. However, I was not awake, and price eventually came back up around 2 a.m. and stopped me out for a loss. In my case, that was a $20 loss. And yeah, that was it basically. So that was the trade. There was also a setup further down during the week, but it's not a trade I like to take. This would have been it. I'm sure other guys that trade the way I trade might have taken this position, and that's totally fine. I think this one would have been a 2.5% win thereabouts. But I didn't take it. I wasn't even going to take it because after this trade, I was like, okay, it's a loss. And so I'm just going to chill, wait for my payout. After profit splash, I should be getting about $100, which is 1% of the account. And yeah, that was just the game plan. So let me show you guys the other trades that I actually missed but shaped up during the week. Okay, so for the second trade that shaped up within the week, this was on US oil. Very, very simple play, actually. Very, very simple. It's so funny because when you decide to zoom out, this was a Friday play, and my entry. Let me just bring out that too. Yeah, this would have been my entry. Very similar to the GBP trade in terms of setting a sell stop order and then getting tagged in when the flag has finished forming and it tends to break out. So as for take profit levels, as you can see, I use the Fibonacci to mark for my entry to the next swing low, or we call it value area, and that would have given us a very beautiful 4.5%. Yo, it is what it is. Anyways, so yeah, this was it. And then lastly, for Eurocard, also a missed position. I mean, last week provided very beautiful trades, and to be honest, that's how trading can be sometimes. I think this trade was also on Friday. Let me see the time. By around 8 a.m. So think about it. On a Friday, you wake up, you take this trade. There was even a way to take this trade within the flag, but then that's a bit more advanced. Take this trade. This is a 5% win. US oil is a 4.5, so that's 9.5% on a single day after taking loss on GBP. Anyways, enough of my shoulda, woulda, and whatnot. That is how last week was for me. Missed trades 9.5%. The trade I actually took should have been a break even, but I was fast asleep, and it's very normal for me to hold trades over the week. I mean, the week before this one, I held a trade on GBP That was a 6% win for 2 days. Yeah, for 2 days. Everything is documented on my Telegram. You can go check it out. So I hope you guys took value from these. If you want more videos that include this technical kind of videos, you can just let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you guys very soon.